More than 6,000 years ago, in the fertile cradle of Mesopotamia, a civilization emerged that would forever alter the course of human history: the Sumerians. These ancient architects of society were not just builders of towering ziggurats or scribes of intricate cuneiform. They were stargazers, their eyes fixed on the heavens with an understanding that defies logic. This is where you come in. If you find these revelations mind-blowing, if you believe ancient history holds secrets that demand to be uncovered, then let your voice be heard. Hit the share button, spread this knowledge, and help awaken more minds to the mysteries of our past. And if you're already intrigued, drop a comment below with the number 7, because in ancient symbolism, 7 represents knowledge, divine order, and hidden truth. Let's see how many of you are ready to challenge history and uncover the secrets the ancients left behind. They charted the dance of stars and planets with an accuracy that rivals contemporary tools, sketching celestial maps that whisper of knowledge beyond their means. Among their enigmatic relics lies the Sumerian seal, VA-243, a cryptic artifact that appears to portray a solar system strikingly akin to our own, complete with the sun, familiar planets, and mysterious bodies unseen until the age of orbiting observatories. How could a people, armed only with the naked eye, discern celestial wanderers like Uranus or Neptune, invisible to antiquity? What secrets fueled their cosmic awareness? The Sumerians themselves offered an answer that shatters the boundaries of conventional history. The Anunnaki, towering figures of myth and might, said to have descended from the skies. These beings, cloaked in awe and enigma, were heralded as bearers of civilization's dawn, bestowing upon humanity the gifts of agriculture, architecture, and perhaps the very blueprint of the cosmos. Were they mere symbols, as scholars insist, or something far more tangible? Zecharia Sitchin, a polarizing voice in ancient studies, dared to propose that the Anunnaki were no deities but extraterrestrial visitors, flesh and blood entities who walked Sumer's dusty plains, their advanced intellect seeding the roots of human progress. If his radical vision holds truth, what drove them to intervene? Did they sculpt humanity's ascent, molding us in their image, or pursue a hidden purpose, perhaps tied to Earth's resources or a lost cosmic legacy? The Sumerians left clues, not only of origins but of destinies yet unwritten, their texts laced with prophecies of celestial upheaval and the return of these heavenly architects. They spoke of Nibiru, a shadowy 12th planet lurking beyond the known, its orbit a harbinger of cataclysmic cycles. As modern astronomers probe the edges of our solar system, uncovering rogue planets and distant anomalies, the Sumerian tales gain an eerie resonance. Could Nibiru be more than myth, a celestial reality veiled by time? The Sumerians' records hint at a forgotten wisdom, linking past and future. Were they preserving a warning, one meant to guide us through an impending cosmic cycle? If the Anunnaki were real, if their influence endures in our genes or our skies, what might their return portend? The Sumerians, with their haunting precision and cryptic lore, challenge us to peer beyond the veil of history, to question not just who we are, but who or what may yet reclaim the stage of our unfolding story. More than 6 millennia ago, in the sun-scorched expanse of Mesopotamia, the Sumerians emerged as a beacon of human ingenuity, their civilization a tapestry woven from the threads of innovation, law, and language. Yet beyond their earthly triumphs, they cast their gaze skyward, etching upon clay tablets an astronomical legacy that defies the boundaries of ancient capability. These pioneers of the written word did not merely observe the heavens, they deciphered them with a precision that haunts modern understanding, tracking the erratic pirouette of Venus, the stately march of Jupiter, and the subtle shifts of constellations across eons. The MUL.APIN tablets, a celestial almanac rooted in Sumerian wisdom, catalogs stars, planetary alignments, and even the precession of the equinoxes, a phenomenon so subtle it eluded detection until the sophisticated tools of the modern age confirmed it. How could a people, bereft of lenses or calculus, grasp the intricate mechanics of the cosmos? Their records, preserved through the dust of millennia, suggest a knowledge so profound it seems to mock the limitations of their time. Did they hone this mastery through generations of patient stargazing, or were they heirs to a wisdom whispered from beyond the veil of Earth? The question gnaws at the edges of history, for the Sumerian celestial chronicles hint at an awareness of worlds unseen, planets like Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, cloaked in darkness and distance, invisible to the unaided eye. The enigmatic VA-243 cylinder seal, a relic etched with cryptic intent, portrays a solar system that defies antiquity's grasp. A central star orbited by a host of bodies, some argue, mirroring our own cosmic neighborhood with uncanny fidelity. If true, this artifact shatters the timeline of discovery, for these distant wanderers were only unveiled to modernity through telescopes. Uranus in 1781, Neptune in 1846, Pluto in 1930. How then did the Sumerians know? Did they wield a lost art of observation, a technology erased by time's relentless tide? Or were they pupils of a greater intellect, one not born of this world? The Sumerians' astronomical prowess extends beyond mere anomaly into the realm of the inexplicable. Their tablets do not simply list stars, they map celestial cycles with a rigor that rivals today's computational models. The Venus tablet of Amisaduqa, though inscribed in a later Babylonian hand, draws from Sumerian roots, chronicling the planet's elusive risings and settings over 21 years with an accuracy that staggers the imagination. Venus, with its deceptive orbit, baffled astronomers for centuries, yet the Sumerians pinned its rhythm to clay as if it were child's play. Lunar eclipses, seasonal shifts, and stellar alignments all flow from their records with a clarity that suggests not just observation but comprehension, a systemic grasp of orbital dance and cosmic law. Even more striking is their apparent heliocentric intuition, a notion that places the sun, not Earth, at the universe's heart. A revelation Copernicus would not dare until the 16th century, yet hinted at in Sumerian art and text millennia prior. Mainstream scholars balk, dismissing such claims as overreach, insisting these depictions are symbolic, not scientific. But the Sumerians' precision resists such tidy explanations. Their knowledge feels too deliberate, too advanced, as if it were not stumbled upon but taught. And here emerges the shadow of the Anunnaki, those celestial emissaries the Sumerians revered as those who from heaven to earth came. Were these beings mere deities, poetic flourishes of a primitive mind, or something far more corporeal? Zechariah Sitchin, a voice both celebrated and scorned, dared to assert they were extraterrestrial, travelers from a distant star, bearing the secrets of the universe in their hands. If his theory holds even a flicker of truth, the Anunnaki could have been the Sumerians' cosmic tutors, unveiling planets beyond sight, orbits beyond measure, and truths beyond earthly ken. Their presence, if real, reframes the Sumerian legacy not as a triumph of human deduction but as a gift from above, a fragment of an alien intellect embedded in clay and stone. Yet the mystery deepens with whispers of Nibiru, a spectral planet lurking in Sumerian lore, a wandering star, tracing an elliptical path vast enough to span millennia between sightings. This elusive body, some claim, is the 12th member of a solar system the Sumerians knew in full, a celestial intruder tied to the Anunnaki's mythos and purpose. Descriptions of Nibiru painted as a harbinger, its return a pivot point in cosmic cycles, perhaps even a catalyst for upheaval. Mainstream astronomy scoffs, finding no trace of such a planet in the skies we scan today. Yet the Sumerians' words endure, their warnings woven into tales of gods and floods. Could Nibiru be a memory of something real, an object modern science has yet to catch in its net? Recent stirrings in the outer solar system fuel the debate. Gravitational anomalies, perturbations beyond Neptune, and the hunt for the hypothetical Planet 9 suggest a massive, unseen presence tugging at the edges of our cosmic map. If discovered, such a body would echo the Sumerians' ancient claims, lending weight to the notion that their knowledge was not myth but prophecy, a glimpse of truths we've only begun to reclaim. The implications cascade like falling stars. If Nibiru exists, if the Anunnaki were its stewards, what was their intent? Did they seed civilization as an experiment, a legacy, or a means to an end, a harvest of resources, a foothold on Earth, or a preparation for their return? The Sumerians' reverence for these beings hints at awe tinged with fear, their texts a blend of gratitude and foreboding, as if they knew their benefactors' gifts came with a shadow. The Sumerians' worldview, so alien to our own, pulses with this tension. Unlike the geocentric dogma of later ages, their heliocentric leanings suggest a perspective unbound by terrestrial arrogance, a humility before the vastness of the cosmos. Their records transcend mere stargazing. They encode a philosophy, a narrative of origins and destinies intertwined with the stars. If the Anunnaki were real, their influence might stretch beyond astronomy into the very fabric of Sumerian society. Its laws, its cities, its sudden leap from nomadic tribes to urban sprawl. Some theorists posit a lost precursor civilization, a forgotten epoch predating even Sumer, whose remnants the Sumerians inherited after a cataclysm swept the slate clean. Others cling to the extraterrestrial threat, imagining the Anunnaki as architects of humanity itself. Their DNA a spark in our own, their knowledge a torch passed through time. Mainstream academia dismisses such ideas as fringe. Yet the VA-243 seal, the MUL.APIN tablets, and the Venus records stand as silent rebuttals. Their details are too precise, too prescient to be mere coincidence. The seal's depiction of a solar system, if literal, forces a reckoning. How did they see what we could not? Did they wield instruments lost to history, lenses of crystal, mirrors of polished stone, or did their eyes gaze through a lens we cannot fathom, one lent by beings who traversed the void? The questions multiply, each more unsettling than the last. If the Sumerians knew of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, if they tracked Nibiru's unseen arc, what else did they understand that we've forgotten? Their prophecies, veiled in myth, speak of cycles, returns, renewals, reckonings that mirror the rhythms of the heavens. As modern science edges toward the outer dark, detecting echoes of unseen worlds, the Sumerians' voice grows louder, more insistent. Were they warning us? Their clay tablets a cipher for a future we're only now approaching? If the Anunnaki walked among them, if Nibiru looms on a distant horizon, what awaits when the cycle turns? The Sumerians left not just a record, but a riddle, a challenge to peel back the layers of our past and confront the possibility that we are not the first nor the only to claim this cosmic stage. Their knowledge, so vast and so strange, suggests a heritage we've yet to fully grasp, a story of Earth not as an isolated cradle, but as a waypoint in a grander design. As we scan the skies for answers, the Sumerians' legacy lingers, a whisper from the past, echoing into our future. What they knew, what they saw, may not only reshape history, but also foretell what awaits us. Furthermore, the Sumerian celestial records transcend mere observation, hinting at a profound grasp of a cosmic order that stretches far beyond the dusty plains of Mesopotamia. Their texts speak of a wandering planet, a celestial enigma tracing an orbit unlike any other, appearing only in rare epochs. A description that ignites speculation about a hidden world lurking in the shadowed recesses of our solar system. This entity, often identified as Nibiru, aligns eerily with modern theories of Planet 9, a massive, unseen body hypothesized to influence the gravitational dance of the Kuiper Belt's distant objects. The Sumerians portrayed Nibiru not as a static fixture, but as a dynamic force, its vast elliptical path bringing it near Earth only once every few millennia. A cycle tied to cataclysmic shifts, floods, upheavals, and renewals. If their accounts hold a kernel of truth, then Nibiru is no myth but an astronomical reality, a specter of the cosmos. Modern science is only now beginning to chase. How could they have known? Their ability to chart such a body, invisible to the naked eye and beyond the reach of their rudimentary tools, suggests more than meticulous stargazing. It whispers of a knowledge system bestowed upon them, perhaps by an intelligence that saw the universe's depths long before humanity dared to look. The VA-243 seal, with its haunting depiction of a solar system replete with planets unknown to antiquity, stands as a testament to this possibility. Its etched lines a silent challenge to our assumptions about the past. If the Sumerians understood the positions and significance of Uranus, Neptune, and even Pluto, worlds unveiled only by telescopes centuries later, then their astronomy was not a product of earthly ingenuity alone. It beckons us to consider an unsettling prospect. Were they guided by beings who walked among them, beings whose origins lay not in the Fertile Crescent, but in the stars? The notion of extraterrestrial intervention, whether cloaked as the Anunnaki, divine emissaries, or cosmic voyagers, casts a long shadow over the Sumerian legacy, threatening to unravel the fabric of human history as we know it. If these entities descended from the heavens, as the Sumerians claimed, their purpose remains a riddle wrapped in enigma. Were they passive watchers, cataloging humanity's infancy from afar, or active architects, molding clay into civilization with deliberate intent? Ancient texts paint the Anunnaki as more than distant deities. They were hands-on stewards, imparting the seeds of agriculture, the forge of metallurgy, the structure of governance, and most tantalizingly, the map of the stars. Some narratives, preserved in fragmented cuneiform, go further, suggesting humanity itself was their creation, a labor force engineered to toil in their service, perhaps to mine Earth's riches or fulfill a grander design. If true, the Sumerians' astronomical mastery was not a slow bloom of discovery, but an inheritance, a gift from minds that had already charted the galaxy's expanse. The implications ripple outward. Every ziggurat, every law, every star tablet becomes a relic of alien influence, a breadcrumb trail leading back to a moment when humanity's trajectory was irrevocably altered. Yet this gift, if it was one, came with a shadow, a murmur of warnings etched into myth. Tales of celestial upheaval, of floods that swallowed cities and skies that darkened with portent, suggest the Anunnaki's knowledge was not merely academic, but prophetic, tied to cycles they understood intimately. Could Nibiru's return, as some interpret, herald not just an astronomical event, but a reckoning, a reset of the cosmic clock the Sumerians were taught to read? These warnings, if real, were not heeded, or perhaps not fully understood. Sumerian lore brims with accounts of great disruptions. The deluge, a flood so vast it reshaped the world, often linked to Nibiru's passage, climatic shifts that turned rivers to dust, and cosmic signs heralding transformation. Were these stories mere metaphors, or did they encode a truth the Sumerians sought to preserve for a future they would never see? The precision of their celestial records, the Venus tablet's meticulous tracking of an erratic orbit, the MUL.APIN's mapping of equinoxial drift, suggests a people attuned to patterns, not just of the heavens, but of history itself. If Nibiru exists, its orbit a slow pendulum swinging through millennia, its approach could mirror these ancient upheavals, a cycle of destruction and rebirth the Sumerians witnessed or foresaw. Modern science, with its orbiting telescopes and gravitational probes, edges closer to this possibility, detecting anomalies in the outer solar system that defy explanation. The search for Planet 9, driven by perturbations beyond Neptune, feels like a rediscovery of what the Sumerians already knew, a hidden giant lurking in the dark, its influence subtle yet undeniable. If confirmed, such a find would not just validate their astronomy, it would force us to ask what else they understood, what other secrets they buried in clay, waiting for us to unearth. Are we, unknowingly, on the cusp of fulfilling their prophecy, our technology finally catching up to a wisdom lost in time? The Sumerians' cosmic insight challenges the linear march of progress we so proudly claim. We imagine history as a climb from ignorance to enlightenment, yet their knowledge of heliocentric hints predating Copernicus, of planets beyond sight, of cycles spanning eons, suggests a different tale, one of peaks and valleys, of wisdom gained, lost, and regained. Their civilization, the first to etch its voice into permanence, credited not itself but the Anunnaki for its leaps forward. These ones who from heaven to earth came loom large in their pantheon, not as vague spirits but as tangible presences, teachers, rulers, creators. Zecharia Sitchin's provocative lens strips away the divine veneer, positing them as extraterrestrials from Nibiru, a planet whose 3,600-year orbit aligns with their tales of periodic visitation. If this holds even a sliver of truth, the Sumerians were not pioneers but pupils, their ziggurats and tablets echoes of an alien syllabus. What drove these visitors? Did they seek Earth's gold, as some texts hint, to sustain their world's atmosphere? Or was their mission broader, to seed intelligence, to cultivate a species, to prepare a planet for some distant purpose? The Enuma Elish, a creation epic rooted in Sumerian tradition, offers a cryptic clue, a cosmic clash between Marduk and Tiamat, interpreted by some as a planetary collision that birthed the asteroid belt and Earth itself. If this reflects a real event, an ancient catastrophe witnessed or relayed by the Anunnaki, it suggests the Sumerians held a front-row seat to the solar system's violent past, a history we're only now piecing together with satellites and simulations. This possibility reverberates beyond Mesopotamia, resonating with echoes in other ancient cultures. The Mahabharata's Vimanas, skyborne chariots wielding devastating power, hint at aerial battles that transcend earthly warfare, while the Book of Enoch's watchers descend from the stars to share forbidden truths. Across continents and millennia, these stories share a thread. Beings from above, bearing knowledge and chaos in equal measure. Could they stem from a shared encounter, a singular visitation fragmented into diverse myths? The Sumerians, as the earliest to record such tales, might anchor this narrative. Their Anunnaki, the original cast in a drama replayed in India, Ethiopia, and beyond. If so, their astronomy becomes more than a science. It's a testament, a bridge between Earth and the unknown. Yet the question of intent lingers like a storm on the horizon. Were these beings benevolent, lifting humanity from the mud, or pragmatic, shaping us for their ends? The Sumerians revered them with awe tinged with trepidation, their texts hinting at a relationship both intimate and unequal, a partnership with a power they could neither fully grasp nor resist. If Nibiru was their home, its orbit a ticking clock. Their departure might not have been final, but a retreat, a pause until the stars aligned once more. And what of that return? The Sumerians wove prophecies into their myths, cycles of celestial return, of gods reclaiming their dominion, of skies foretelling fate. If Nibiru's path brings it back, as some speculate, its arrival could mirror the disruptions they chronicled. Floods, quakes, a world remade. Modern astronomers, peering into the void, find hints of such a cycle. Gravitational tugs, orbital oddities, that suggest we're not alone in our cosmic neighborhood. The hunt for Planet 9, or perhaps Nibiru by another name, is no longer fringe, but a serious pursuit, its discovery poised to rewrite not just astronomy, but anthropology. If it emerges, if it matches the Sumerians' vision, we'll face a mirror reflecting our origins. An alien hand in our making, a purpose we've yet to divine. Were the Anunnaki mentors or masters? Did they leave to test us, to watch us grow, or to return when we're ready, or when they are? The Sumerians' warnings, if that's what they were, lie dormant in their relics, a message we've dismissed as fable. Yet as our tools sharpen and our gaze deepens, we may find they were not storytellers but seers. Their clay tablets, not just a record of the past but a map to a future closing in. The VA-243 seal, the MUL.APIN charts, the whispers of Nibiru. They are not curiosities but keys, unlocking a story vast and strange. Were they alone in their knowing? Or did they inherit a legacy older still, from a time before the floods? If the Anunnaki walked among them, if Nibiru looms, the question isn't if we'll find proof. It's when and whether we'll recognize the truth before it finds us.